In 1963, the Rolling Stones were photographed before they had fully embraced the scruffy, dangerous image that would distinguish them from the Beatles in the public imagination. In 1983, two Australian couples enjoyed each other's company at a pub in Queensland, an ordinary evening of friendship and conversation captured during a relaxed night out. In 1982, Mr. Rogers and Eddie Murphy shared a quiet moment together. An unexpected pairing of two performers whose approaches to entertainment could not have been more different, yet who met with evident warmth. In 1987, Vivian Kubrick was photographed on the set of Full Metal Jacket, documenting her father's production process during the making of one of the most acclaimed war films of its era. In the mid-1940s, actress Yvonne De Carlo posed for a modeling photograph, early career work from a performer who would later become widely recognized through television. In the 1940s, a Kodachrome photograph captured a woman at the beach, color photography preserving the relaxed leisure style of the decade. In 1949, women enjoyed a day at Jones Beach, ordinary summer leisure captured at one of the New York area's most popular and accessible coastal destinations. In the 1940s, Lucille Ball was photographed at a bowling alley. A candid glimpse of the comedic icon during the years before television would make her one of the most recognized faces in American entertainment. In 1943, actor Robert Taylor reported for duty on a Triumph motorcycle during the production of Baton, one of MGM's most reliable leading men who maintained the longest studio contract in Hollywood history at 24 years. In July 1948, a woman in costume was photographed at the Calgary Stampede in Canada, Agfachrome color film, capturing the festive Western pageantry that the annual event had become known for. In 1947, Warner Brothers released a promotional photograph of Ida Lupino for the film Escape Me Never. Studio publicity worked for an actress who would later become one of Hollywood's pioneering female directors. In 1958, a Kodachrome slide captured a young woman at a small pier in Bermuda, color photography preserving an ordinary moment of tropical leisure travel. On March 3, 1958, Audrey Hepburn, Miko Taka, Gina Lollobrigida, and Anna Magnani attended the Rome premiere of Sayonara, an extraordinary gathering of international film talent at a single red carpet event. In the 1950s, Hollywood Boulevard was photographed, the heart of the film industry's symbolic geography captured during the decade when its golden age mythology was at its most culturally dominant. In January and February 1954, Sophia Loren posed for promotional photographs for the historical adventure film Two Nights with Cleopatra, a role originally offered to another leading Italian actress before Loren ultimately took the part. In 1958, Kodachrome photography captured people enjoying Muscle Beach in Santa Monica, California. Vibrant color images preserving the particular athletic and social culture that had made the location famous. In 1955, a hand-polishing demonstration was photographed in Miami Beach, Florida, an ordinary commercial service moment capturing the particular leisure-focused economy that had developed along Florida's coastline. On June 13, 1957, Marilyn Monroe attended the premiere dinner for The Prince and the Showgirl at Radio City Music Hall in New York, a glamorous evening marking the release of one of her notable later film roles. In 1956, baseball player Minnie Minoso posed with the Chicago White Sox. The Cuban Comet, as he was known, one of the sport's most dynamic and beloved players and a pioneer for Latin American athletes in the major leagues. In January 1959, two women were photographed on a boat at the Mill Reef Club in Antigua, color Kodachrome, capturing the relaxed elegance of Caribbean leisure among an exclusive social set. In 1950, a teenage Bobby Soxer stood beside two Coca-Cola vending machines, an ordinary scene capturing the particular youth culture and consumer habits of post-war American teenagers. In November 1961, Sophia Loren posed with a fur stole for a color transparency created by Michael Vaccaro for Look magazine, glamorous studio photography from a publication known for its high production standards. An optimistic trio appeared in a 1960s mail-order catalog, ordinary commercial photography reflecting the cheerful, forward-looking visual style that defined consumer advertising during the decade. In In 1966, actress and singer Julie Newmar posed with her Carmen Gaia outside Fox Studios during the height of her fame playing Catwoman, a performer who had also won a Tony Award for her work in a Broadway production. In 1967, actress Stephanie Powers, known for her role in The Girl from UNCLE, was photographed with her customized Piranha automobile, a striking pairing of television glamour and one-of-a-kind automotive design. In 1964, a church talent show in Austin, Texas featured a trio imitating the popular folk group Peter, Paul and Mary, an ordinary community performance preserving a small, personal piece of family history. A group of stylish young women demonstrated the bold, graphic fashion sensibility that defined the mod movement, sharp tailoring and confident attitude capturing the visual spirit of a specific cultural moment. In 1961, actor Tony Curtis was photographed alongside his Rolls-Royce in Los Angeles, a Hollywood star enjoying the material rewards of a career that had made him one of the most bankable leading men of his era. In 1964, Rita Hayworth appeared in Circus World, a late career role from one of Hollywood's most iconic and enduring stars. Her presence in any film still commanding genuine attention from audiences. In 1939, Dorothy Lamour posed for a portrait commissioned by Paramount Pictures, promotional photography from a performer whose exotic screen persona made her one of the studio's most distinctive contract stars. In 1937, 18-year-old Helen Kiss sat proudly on her new Indian motorcycle, a graduation gift from her parents that reflected a genuine personal enthusiasm rather than a conventional expectation of the era. In 1934, Shirley Temple and a young co-star rode together in a pedal car from the film Now and Forever, a charming promotional image from one of the decade's most beloved child performers. On August 1st, 1933, a woman stood beneath the spray of a garden hose holding a child during a Philadelphia heat wave, an improvised moment of relief captured during one of the era's most uncomfortable summer days. In 1938, actress Alice Faye posed on the hood of a DeSoto touring sedan, Hollywood glamour paired with automotive advertising in a combination that studios and manufacturers both found mutually beneficial. In the 1930s, travelers paused for a roadside picnic, an ordinary moment of leisure during the early decades of American automobile road tripping, when stopping for a meal meant simply pulling over wherever looked pleasant. In 1934, Carole Lombard was photographed with a black cat, a playful publicity image combining one of Hollywood's most beloved comedic actresses with a traditional symbol that photographers enjoyed working into superstition-themed shoots. In 1930, photographer Roger Schall captured the Pont de Iéna in Paris, a bridge over the Seine photographed between the wars by one of France's most attentive documentarians of Parisian daily life. In 1929, photographer Edwin Bauer Hesser captured American actress Carole Lombard, early studio portraiture from a performer who would soon become one of the defining comedic talents of 1930s Hollywood. In 1926, actress Marion McDonald was photographed, one of countless performers from the silent era whose careers have largely faded from popular memory despite their contributions to early cinema. In 1927, German actress Brigitte Helm appeared in Metropolis, a science fiction film whose visual ambition and dual-role performance would influence cinema for the following century. On June 19, 1929, dancer Ruth Morgan found relief from a heat wave using a garden hose, a candid moment of summer improvisation captured by a wire photographer during an uncomfortably hot New York day. Around 1928, actress Nancy Carroll was photographed by Eugene Robert Ritchie, studio portrait work from a performer who had become one of early sound cinema's most popular leading ladies. In the 1920s, three women smiled for a photograph at the beach. Ordinary seaside leisure captured during a decade when public attitudes toward beachwear and informal photography were rapidly evolving. In 1929, Louise Brooks appeared in a publicity still for Pandora's Box, a German production that would later be recognized as one of the defining films of the late silent era. In 1968, a young Linda Ronstadt was photographed during the early years of a career that would establish her as one of the most versatile and successful vocalists of her generation. In the mid-1970s, sisters Ann and Nancy Wilson were photographed during the years they were building the foundation of one of rock's most enduring sister-led bands. Agnetha Feltskog of ABBA was photographed performing in the mid-1970s, a vocalist whose distinctive voice helped define one of pop music's most globally successful groups. In 1977, Lita Ford was photographed embodying the fearless rock energy that would define her career both within and beyond her early band. In 1996, photographer Fabrizio Ferri captured Isabella Rossellini for Vogue Italia, a striking editorial image from a performer and model whose career spanned both high fashion and serious film acting. Around 1887, a Blackfoot warrior posed holding a cavalry saber, a striking portrait reflecting the complex exchanges, both forced and voluntary, between indigenous nations and the military forces that had reshaped their world. In 1983, photographer Douglas Kirkland captured Sigourney Weaver at the Tail of the Pup restaurant in Los Angeles, a candid celebrity portrait from one of the city's most architecturally whimsical hot dog stands. In 1959, Elizabeth Taylor rested during the filming of Suddenly Last Summer in Spain, a quiet behind-the-scenes moment from the production of one of her most intense dramatic roles. A couple celebrated their 65th wedding anniversary, the accompanying photograph taken back in 1959, a testament to a partnership that had spanned more than 6 decades of shared life. On September 21, 1955, Rocky Marciano won his 49th and final professional fight. He would retire undefeated the following year, remaining the only heavyweight champion in boxing history to finish his career without a single loss. In 1980, astronomer Carl Sagan spent time with a Viking lander replica in Death Valley, California, using the Earth's most Mars-like landscape to help the public visualize the distant world the mission had explored. In 1970, Tina Turner and the Ikettes performed at Sugar Bowl Stadium, a powerhouse vocal performance from one of soul music's most electrifying live acts. In 1963, Sophia Loren was photographed during a period when her international stardom had reached its absolute peak. In 1994, Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves attended the premiere of Speed at Mann's Chinese Theater, 2 young stars whose chemistry in the film would help define one of the decade's most successful action thrillers. In 1964, IBM featured its System 360 computer in a promotional photograph, a mainframe system that represented one of the most significant advances in business computing history. In 1996, Alicia Silverstone and Jim Carrey posed together at the Governor's Ball, 2 of the decade's most prominent comedic and dramatic talents sharing a moment at one of Hollywood's most exclusive post-awards events. In 1953, Vivien Leigh was photographed with a cobra during the filming of The Elephant Walk in Sri Lanka, a production during which she experienced a serious health crisis that ultimately led to her being replaced by Elizabeth Taylor. In the 1980s, actress Nicolette Sheridan was photographed during the early years of a career that would later bring her significant television recognition. A 1941 publication titled So Long Mr. Chumps reflected the visual and narrative style of wartime-era popular entertainment. In 1931, Leslie Ronald Jones was photographed in Brookline, Massachusetts, an ordinary portrait preserving an individual life within the broader historical record of early 20th century New England. In 1902, a man was photographed in a laboratory in Sweden, an ordinary scientific workspace capturing the methodical research culture of early 20th century European science. In 1908, a rare photograph captured a gathering of architects who would later become foundational figures of modern design, including Ludwig Mies van der Rohe and Walter Gropius, the future creators of the Bauhaus movement, working together in Peter Barron's office. Around 1954, photographer Edouard Bouba captured a street scene in Paris, part of a body of work known for its gentle, humanist observation of ordinary French daily life. In 1956, photographer Robert Frank captured a casino scene in Elko, Nevada, part of his landmark photographic project documenting the diverse and often overlooked corners of American life. In 1975, actor Don Knotts and his wife Laura Lee dressed sharply for the Los Angeles Television Awards, a glamorous evening for a performer whose comedic talent had made him one of television's most beloved character actors. On June 20th, 1966, Bob Dylan released Blonde on Blonde, his 7th studio album, a sprawling, ambitious double album that became a landmark achievement in popular songwriting. On June 20th, 1942, Beach Boys founder, songwriter, and musician Brian Wilson was born in Inglewood, California. Widely regarded as one of the most innovative and significant songwriters of the 20th century. On June 15, 1941, singer-songwriter Harry Nilsson was born in Brooklyn, New York. Remembered for several enduring hit singles that showcased his remarkable vocal range and songwriting craft. On June 20th, 1924, guitarist Chet Atkins was born in Luttrell, Tennessee, credited as a founding architect of the Nashville Sound, a genre blending smooth pop sensibilities with honky-tonk energy. On June 20th, 1928, jazz multi-instrumentalist and composer Eric Dolphy was born in Los Angeles. An improvisational innovator known for wide melodic intervals and extended techniques that echoed human and animal sounds. Songwriter and session guitarist Eddie Hinton, born in Jacksonville, Florida, became a key member of the celebrated Muscle Shoals rhythm section, contributing to hundreds of recordings made at the legendary Alabama studios. On June 20th, 1966, Capitol Records re-released the Beatles album Yesterday and Today for the second time within a week. The original cover artwork having generated significant public controversy and a swift recall just days earlier. On June 20th, 1952, guitarist and composer Gary Lucas was born in Syracuse, New York, a musician who became a member of Captain Beefheart's Magic Band before forming his own group in 1989. On June 20th, 1949, singer-songwriter Lionel Richie was born in Tuskegee, Alabama, a founding member of the Commodores before launching an extraordinarily successful solo career in 1982. On June 19th, 1948, singer-songwriter Nick Drake was born in Rangoon, Burma, an artist who released 3 albums during his lifetime and whose quiet influence would later be heard across an entire generation of subsequent musicians. On June 19th, 1902, band leader and violinist Guy Lombardo was born in Ontario, Canada, remembered for nearly 50 years of New Year's Eve broadcasts that earned him the endearing nickname Mr. New Year's Eve. On June 13th, 2017, actress and model Anita Pallenberg passed away at 75. Remembered as a significant creative muse whose influence helped inspire several enduring songs from one of rock's most legendary bands. In 1975, musicians Ruby Starr and Grey Ghost were photographed performing together, capturing the raw, high-energy spirit of mid-1970s rock music. In 1974, Suzi Quatro was photographed in her signature leather stage attire, a pioneering bassist and vocalist whose tough, confident image helped open doors for women in rock music. Eric Clapton performed with Derek and the Dominos, a collaborative project that produced some of the most enduring blues rock recordings of the era. A performer who worked under stage names during her career was photographed in ordinary clothing alongside her mother, a quiet, humanizing image offering a glimpse of her life away from the costume performances audiences typically saw. Joseph Merrick, born in 1862, became known for his remarkable kindness and deep appreciation for art and nature throughout his life. He formed a meaningful friendship with the physician who cared for him at London's Royal Hospital. Identical triplet sisters Ida, Eva, and Eva Hannah, all born in 1906, built a well-publicized career as a singing and dancing performance trio, remembered for their exceptional talent and consistently warm, joyful presence. A performer known by a stage name built a career in entertainment, during an era when sideshow performance offered one of the few available paths to public visibility and income for individuals with distinctive physical characteristics. 2 performers built a sideshow act using an elaborate stage delusion to present themselves as conjoined twins, a deliberate performance choice that reflected the unusual economics of the sideshow entertainment industry at the time. A mother and daughter performance duo were photographed in matching dresses and shoes, coordinated styling that became part of their distinctive stage presentation across many performances together. A woman was photographed in a family lineup portrait, her father and most of her siblings sharing a distinctive genetic condition called piebaldism. A striking family photograph capturing both individual style and shared heritage. In 1935, the Nighthawk restaurant in Austin, Texas was among the first establishments in the city to employ women and African Americans as equals, eventually expanding into a chain that became the first in Austin to serve black customers. On May 30th, 1965, Gene Kranz was photographed at his console in Mission Control, captured in the years before Apollo 11 and Apollo 13, right as the call sign Houston was becoming permanently associated with American spaceflight.